high school ranks, big night of scrimmages, none bigger than West Monroe versus Calvary. The Cavs ran the table last year on their way to a state title. Talented team back early on. Adam Wardell is going to find Colby Thomas. He walks in for the TD. Rebel faithful, though, wanting to see some offense. West Monroe with some talented backs. Randall Rick Miles being one of them. He's going to follow those blocks nicely for a big game. Ryder Dejan running West Monroe's offense this season rolls out. He's going to find Trez Davis. Gets the nice grab. Calvary, though, they feature some big names. Texas commit James Simon, the son of former Louisiana Tech great John Simon, on the screen pass. Rebels, though, they're waiting for him. And then check out this 6'4", 305-pounder Devin Harper. He's an LSU commit, very impressive. Celebrates that Calvary touchdown. Good showing for both teams. West Monroe is going to go jamming next Saturday night against Evangel.
1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, 3, win!
Some ground and pound football tonight as West Ouachita hosting the defending state champs Union. And let's just say defense was prevalent. The D-line of Union putting pressure on Sam Ozark. And Ty Rayon Trailer forces the ball out, gets the recovery as well, setting up his offense with great field possession inside the 10-yard line. Let's head to the very next play. A quick slant route with QB Braxton Patterson finding Chase Meeking for the TD to take advantage of that strip sack in the short field. Union had success both running and throwing tonight. As for the Chiefs, wasn't their best scrimmage, but the power football did finally pay off with a big Marlon Owens bulldozing his way into the end zone. It is quite clear he will be the main offensive weapon again for West Ouachita.